Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A new market report projects deepfake detection will grow from about $600 million this year to more than $15 billion by 2035. That's a 25-fold increase in a single decade. And almost none of that money solves the problem keeping investigators up at night. The real crisis isn't whether we can spot a fake video. It's what happens when that video lands in a courtroom. Right now, no federal rule of evidence explicitly governs how judges and juries should handle deepfake material. That gap cuts both ways. A party can slip fabricated footage into a case and call it authentic. Or, a defense attorney can point at perfectly real surveillance tape and say, that could be synthetic. Either move erodes trust in evidence itself. So what happens to a prosecution when the jury no longer believes what it sees? In September of this year, a court in Alameda County, California, handed down sanctions after someone introduced deepfake witness testimony. According to a report from the National Association for Presiding Judges, that case stands as one of the first known deliberate deployments of synthetic media inside an American courtroom. Not a hypothetical, not a law review thought experiment. Someone actually tried it, and a judge had to figure out what to do with almost no procedural guidance. That single incident hints at a much larger pattern legal scholars call the deepfake defense. According to the Berkeley Technology Law Journal, the strategy works like this. A defense attorney doesn't need to prove a video is fake. They just need to plant enough doubt that it might be. And in a system built on reasonable doubt, that seed grows fast. The University of Baltimore Law Review found that this dynamic doesn't just threaten fabricated evidence. It makes jurors more skeptical of legitimate evidence, too. Authentic footage, real photographs, verified recordings, all of it gets a little less persuasive once the word deepfake enters the room. The cost problem compounds the legal one. Proving a piece of media is genuine now requires expensive forensic experts who can testify about metadata, compression artifacts, and chain of custody. Prosecutors already stretched thin on budgets now face an additional line item every time opposing counsel raises the AI question. That's not a burden big city DA offices will absorb easily. For smaller jurisdictions, it could be impossible. Some lawmakers want to fix this. According to the Illinois State Bar Association, proposed amendments to Federal Rule of Evidence 901 would add a new subsection, 901C, specifically addressing media challenged as AI-generated. The change would shift the burden. Instead of the opposing side having to prove something is fake, the party offering the evidence would have to affirmatively prove it's real. That sounds reasonable until you realize it hands every defense attorney a free objection on every piece of digital media in every case. Meanwhile, the detection industry keeps building tools aimed at social media platforms and content moderation. Useful work, no question. But platform-level screening and courtroom-level authentication are two completely different problems. A confidence score that flags a video on social media doesn't survive cross-examination under Dauber standards. The $15 billion detection market is racing to catch fakes before they spread online. The courtroom needs something different. documented workflows, metadata validation, and forensic reporting that can withstand a challenge from a skilled attorney. The industry is building a better net, while the courthouse door hangs wide open. So, a massive wave of money is flooding into tools that spot deepfakes on the internet. Almost none of it addresses the courtroom, where there are still no uniform rules for handling synthetic media as evidence. That gap lets bad actors sneak fakes in and lets defense attorneys cast doubt on real footage, and both outcomes corrode the justice system. Watch for movement on Rule 901C. If those amendments pass, every investigator who touches digital evidence will need a forensic authentication workflow that didn't exist 2 years ago. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.